It's so bright, strawberry champagne on ice. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. Okay guys, so I finally found some great lighting and I am going to do the makeup tutorial as requested. This is not what I use first. Okay, so we are going to start with a moisturizer. I usually prefer one with sunscreen in it because I'm usually outside a lot. So I just put that over my face like that. And then I move on to my eyebrows. I always do my eyebrows first because I feel like after I get my eyebrows set, then everything else is on point. Like it's much easier to move on after that. And I just fill them in with an eyeshadow. It's Embark by MAC. I usually use the eyeshadow over the pencil because I tend to be heavy-handed and the pencil just makes it come out too dark and you want that natural look. So then I use my concealer to clean up the brows. That way you get that fresh look. When I say my eyebrows are on fleek, after I use that concealer, they are on fleek. Okay, and then I am going to take my eyeshadow. Nothing fancy. Rough, but just something simple. And then I go ahead and start with a brown base. So that way all of my other colors stand out like this. Perfect. Okay, and then I usually apply a shimmer to the top, either gold or bronze, just something natural. And now I'm going to move on to my liquid foundation. My skin tone is crazy, so I have to blend two, NC44 and NC45, just to get the perfect color tone, which usually works out for me. I just mix them together. Just dab a little bit of that on my hand. And I don't mix it right away. I'll usually get my brush and then I'll do it that way. I'll show you here in a minute. Just like that. Just dab and go. Some people prefer a makeup brush or a beauty blender to put on the liquid foundation. Either one will work. It just depends on how you feel, because we're all going to blend it together in the end. You just keep dabbing until you get that full coverage. There is no right or wrong way to do this, trust me. Okay, you're just gonna beat that face like that until you get everything covered. I usually do not put on as much liquid foundation. If I'm not going out, I'll go lighter. So then we're gonna grab that same concealer we used for our eyebrows and I am going to apply that underneath my eyes. And trust me, it does not have to be pretty. It will look great at the end. And with the highlight, you actually want to choose one that is a shade or two lighter, so that way you really get those highlights to stand out. Essentially, you would just want to put the highlighter in the areas where you would like to highlight. For me, I always go underneath the eyes, and then I go to the middle of my nose and just a simple line down the middle, and I go to do my forehead because those are the areas I feel like are seen most on camera with the flash. And the lines do not have to be perfect, they just have to be there. I also highlight the side of my lips, the top of my lip, just to make that stand out when I put my lip liner on. And then I go ahead with my chin, like so. Simple. Let it sit. And then I am going to use a actual eyeshadow palette, the dark color brown, just to give me that dark undertone just below my cheeks. You'll see here in a minute, just like that. It does not have to be perfect because in the end you're just going to blend everything together and lightly brush it on so that way it's not too dark. Do the other side. And I also go underneath sometimes. This is completely optional. You do not have to do that step, but I also go to the top of my hairline as well. Okay, there you have it. And then we're going to move on to the next step, and this is where the beading comes in. Face bead. And I use a simple sponge like that, a beauty blending sponge. And just keep beating that face so that way everything looks smooth. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You just beat, beat, beat. Sorry, I like to dance. And it also helps sometimes if you wet the bottom of the sponge. Not too much, but just so that it's damp. That way everything goes smoothly. Now I'm using the banana powder to really make the highlight stand out. And I'm just going to go over the same areas I actually just highlighted with the concealer. And again, the powder does not have to be perfect because you're going to blend it in at the end. Just like that. And then I'm going to hit my nose. Same area. And then the chin as well. It looks crazy, but I promise it all come together. Okay, and it should look like this, and I'm actually going to let that set on there for a while. I'm actually going to take my mineralized finish, it's a bronze color, and I am going to again go over my cheeks, just so that way it doesn't look so dark and bold. It'll actually have a shimmer to it before we blend everything together. Sorry, I really love to dance. You're going to go ahead and apply the eyeliner just to make everything pop. And now we're going to move on to the lips, which is my favorite part. And I always start with the lip liner. And I like to go for the ombre look. So I'm actually going to use two different lip stains. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my first makeup tutorial. I'm sure I will get better at it, but for now, this is my basic, simple routine.
Everything 24 carats. Tell you look in that mirror. Now tell me who's the fairest. Is it you? Is it you? Is it me? Is it me? Say it's